Hey everybody, MTG Orzo here for PureMTGO.com, playing my 20 ticket Odric Master Tactician build against Meren of Clan Nel Toth. And let me close my window, actually. Sorry, that was rude of me. He's kept 7 cards. He's going first. Our hand is pretty good. We're going to keep it. We've got Herald of Anafenza and Skull Clamp, which seems like neat little card advantage. Opens up with a Bayou into a Viscera Seer, which is actually not good. Viscera Seer is a good card in this matchup. Or, well, in this deck. It's probably a good card in this matchup. But we will lead off with a turn 1 Herald of Anafenza. And ship the turn. So Meren decks are scary. They play to the long game. So if we can get some good pressure going on, keep Meren under control as much as possible, we should be good. If not, we're going to have a bad time. Relic Seeker was a fun draw there. I think that's better use of mana than Skull Clamp at this point. So we're going to go ahead and play him out. Swing in with the Herald. Get some damage on the board. Next turn, a quick block with the Viscera Seer. Okay, maybe he doesn't like his hand, needs to see another card. Next turn, Eidolon of Countless Battles is not a bad play. Maelstrom Pulse on Relic Seeker is annoying, but it means we do get to keep a Skull Clamp. The long game, well, not the long game, but the immediate, not even the immediate thing would be play Skull Clamp onto a Herald of Anafenza to get that going. Sultari Champion makes this go a bit faster, so we'll play out Sultari Champion. I want to play out Skull Clamp when I know I can get an immediate advantage out of it, and it's probably going to be coming up pretty soon if we can't find a land. If we find a land, then... No, I didn't find a land. But this is actually a good draw. It gives our creatures first strike. Not that we still can't attack with the Herald into a Scavenging Ooze, but the archetype will make things go smoother in the future. He is going to exile our Relic Seeker to get a counter, but he can't block Shadow. That's fine, you still can't block Shadow. So it's a 3/3. It looks like he's stuck on mana, which is, I mean, that's unfortunate, but we are stuck on mana as well. And because of that, we are going to O-Ring Scavenging Ooze. This would be saved for Meren normally, but I need to get it damage as much as possible. Attack with the team. Next turn, unless we draw land, we probably play Skull Clamp. And see, he's already at 30. Then Paired Tutor in the main phase, which means he just drew that. Probably to get a Soul Ring or a Mana Crypt. It does mean we have a free turn to play out Skull Clamp onto our Sultari Champion. Is probably the one most likely to bite the dust if he has a removal spell. He might have, he had to have searched up mana at this point in the game, because he's facing down a significant amount of damage for him not to be looking to come out ahead. I mean, he could have gotten Toxic Deluge is another one, is a possibility of 3 mana Wrath. But yeah, Soul Ring, so go into Meren. From Beyond. Those are blockers. It's fine. But it's at the beginning of his upkeep. That's a really slow card. I don't think this is going to end well for him. We still have a bunch of cards in our hand we can't cast, but we can... the 2 damage is not as good as being able to put a 1/1 into play. The 1/1 is going to be good fodder to find more lands with Skull Clamp later. And it also makes our Herald bigger. So he's playing the slightly, it's probably slightly better than whatever it's called. He's going to play Meren. I was thinking of Awakening Zone. He's going to play Meren, sack this for mana, get an experience counter so he can get back Viscera Seer, I think is the play. Yeah. He'll have a Viscera Seer on board, which means he can just keep sacking it and getting it back for experience. But I still think we are doing fine. See, a Plains there was nice. It does mean we could bestow this onto the Sultari champion because it does have Shadow. We could also play out the Daru War Chief. It doesn't have any other creatures in the graveyard, so I'm not entirely worried about Meren doing things. We could play Odric as well, which could force an awkward block with a Meren at some point. I actually like that play because next turn a Daru War Chief or a land into Dictate of Heliot with Odric out makes Meren's life uncomfortable. So we'll play out Odric. We can't actually attack with the team into this, so we're just going to get damage in with Sultari Champion. Because he has a 3/4 and a blocker that nets some value. We actually might have the win if he can't remove an Odric next turn, because we can just make it so he doesn't block. But next turn, I believe, is going to be a quick Triskelion. That's annoying. Alright, kill off the soldier token. Yeah. Champion's gone. I did draw 2 cards though, which is nice. Means Meren is gone. Yep. That was a good turn by him though. The Triskelion was a good have. We still might have the win here though with an Odric. We'll play Plains. And we can make this so at least 3 other creatures block, so we can't activate his ability yet. But what we can do is path Meren. He's going to gain some life, but that's fine. He might sacrifice these in response. It seems poor. He was not going to do that. And play out the War Chief, I believe. Yeah. War Chief comes down, soldier spells cost 1 less to cast, and now we have a much larger force to be reckoned with. I will attack with the team at this point. There's no combination of blocks you can do to kill Odric, and the other cards I'm not worried about losing. I'd rather them die without Meren on the table, to be honest. He is at 3 life, and he needs to deal with one of my creatures. Which means probably not being able to play Meren this turn. He will just go ahead and cast Meren. Sacrifice, sacrifice. 3 mana for a Fleshbag Marauder. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll get rid of Herald of Anaphens. I believe it's outlived its usefulness. Oh, and he's able to get it back, so we're actually, that's actually not very good for us. So he's able now to do that every turn, which is a problem on, an existential level. But we aren't doing too terribly. What's the play here? What's the play? Valley Rush Banneret, I think. We could draw 2 cards with no, we can't because we have the pump going on. But Enlistment Officer costs 2 mana now, which seems good enough to cast out, and it's just another body we can put on the table that's harder for him to deal with. Bastion Protector was a good draw, however. Its picture is now working, so that's neato. It's a human soldier. From the new Commander 2015 set, Commander creatures I control have +2/+2 and have indestructible. I feel like this card is good to be saved. Well, if I play out another creature, he has to deal with 2 creatures, or he loses. So we're gonna play out Bastion Protector. Equip Skull Clamp to Bastion Protector, and we can safely swing with Odric. I mean, it gets blocked by a Viscera Seer for an experience counter, but it means he has 1 less blocker to deal with later. And again, he can't make 8 power to kill Odric. Triskelion bites the dust. He will be able to bring it back, which is kind of gross. Yep. Get to the experience counters. Excuse me. See, Meren is very good at this grindy value game, so we're going to need to find something relatively soon to allay this. But I don't know, we'll see. Solemn Simulacrum's a good blocker. He does find another land. And at the end of turn, you can get back a Fleshback Marauder. It's probably going to get back a Triskelion. And yeah, he can sacrifice lots of things to Viscera Seer, which is fine. Bazaar of Baghdad, I feel like is too little, too late. Yeah, he's searching for some sort of answer. Because I'm gonna let Enlistment Officer die to a. He can kill a Daru War Chief with Triskelion if he brings that back. But if he brings back Fleshback Marauder, I will let. Well, I think he. What? What does this say? Flip-flop is... Oh, well, never mind.